say something to those people that body shame you.
I didn't see that. I don't want to say that.
You don't want to say anything, right? No, I get you.
Yeah.
Why did you throw a jab at
Liema? She deserved it.
It's because she nominated you?
I felt like...
You felt betrayed?
To a certain extent, but I also felt like, this idiot. Okay, sorry, but yeah, I just felt like you are being played. And you don't see that. And then you come for me, the one person who has been saying, girl, get your game on.
And did you, when you came out of the house, did you get a chance to take your phone?
Today.
What was the worst thing that you saw?
I have not gone in it that much, but what I am aware of is there is a huge debate about my body, you know, where people are debating and fighting each other over my body and what a male's sexual preference would be, someone like me or someone skinny, you know. And it was actually a screenshot of a picture. I think that's the thing with people, man. People can be very vile, you know, because, for instance, screenshots were taken of me eating in a setting of other people eating. Sometimes I'm eating leftovers from yesterday, but because I didn't eat them yesterday, I'm eating now. It's almost like, look at her, she's eating, you know. Hey, I'm sitting with other people. I would dish up the smallest portions. I would be cooking, I'd be this. And also, there's a roster, I cook once every 4 days, for example. But the one day out of 4 when I'm in the kitchen, you know, there's that, the bacon is in the kitchen, food, there's there's an argument over cheese, she wants to eat the cheese. No, you idiots, I don't want to eat the cheese. I'm just saying, the principle of sharing, you know, where people are like, she's greedy. If I was greedy, why would I say, guys, why would you hide the cheese that is meant for everyone in the house when there's no groceries? People are hungry. I am trying to make the most out of what we have, meals for everyone to eat. You know, there was just a lot of misperception around that.
Yeah, and it just reminded me of when you spoke about that, about the cake. There was a cake issue.
What about the cake, actually?
Like, they say that you took a bigger piece.
They're making it sound like I was stealing food, né? It could have been anything. I could have heard someone coming and then I looked around to say, okay, what's that sound? You know? There's a lot of things that people don't know about the house. There are random sounds that we hear that people don't hear. There's a lot. You know, you need to have been in the house and you know, experienced it to know, you know. I'm cooking. How can I steal food that I am cooking? You know, how make it make sense, you know. I could have heard something and then I'm like, oh, what's that? You know, and then tasted, I made fish actually, tasted if that fish was fine, okay, it's fine, put it back in the oven, went back. I gave people 2 pieces of fish. I took one. You know, I gave 2. So I think people want to find fault in everything that they forget to comprehend certain things, you know. I gave 2 people 2 pieces of fish. I took one. I didn't even eat it. I didn't even eat my meal, you know. So yeah. And then the cake issue, I think you're talking about where we won the challenge, ne? I didn't even take the biggest piece. I took my piece, I went to share it with Mbumi and else.
We didn't see that.
Exactly. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That, and also my piece that I shared with Mbumi and else, I didn't finish my lower portion because I was like, oh, this cream is too rich. And I gave it to Mbumi.
Okay, so whilst you're mentioning something that has to do with food, like last night when you left, my keke said you had a problem when other people are cooking or eating specific food, but when you are doing it, you didn't really have a problem with it.
I've never even spoken about who must not eat what. I've never even mentioned, oh, why is who cooking this? If anything, their teams would come to me and ask me to help them cook. You know, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, my cake, for example, I cooked and dished up for him only for him to tell me, Pali baby, I don't eat fish. And I'm like, yo, if only you told me earlier, I could have, boiled a piece of chicken or something for you on the side, We had a cooking challenge. We won that challenge because I was saying, guys, let's cook this like this. I've shared the kitchen with my keke so many times because he's one of the guys that can cook in the house. They have a bit of an alliance, where they would, and they're the ones that, so when people start things and they're not aware that they're starting things, there would be like things like corn or certain things that we would buy in our groceries and everyone else doesn't eat because that little crew, that little crew would like make things for themselves and eat. And the one day where I was like, actually, you know what, I'm going to head back and I'm going to do it back, like I'm going to do it as well, because we were like, guys, you're walking around, or smell corn, you're going to have corn for lunch or whatever, and then you don't, and then next thing you see it, and you see a dirty pot, and then only a certain crew of people are eating corn, for example, and you're like, okay, so we do things for each other and not the other. And then the one day there was literally breakfast. A team did not make breakfast. People came into the kitchen, made each other breakfast, and then I was like, okay, Mamela, I can make a good meal, and I was like, I will make one. And my friends were like, Pale, please call me in, please call me. I was like, great. And now that it's nicer, it's a thing of, then she's making for her own people. I think it's just double standards, man.
When you it's like you were excited. So people didn't understand, were you excited or like what happened when you heard your name?
No.
Lawrence called your name.
I was excited.
Excited for leaving or excited that you
for
were not
leaving?
sure?
No, I was very sure. Very, very sure. I was sure. Look, I knew I was leaving. I knew I prepared myself for it mentally. I prepared myself for it emotionally. Firstly, before even the live nomination show, I said to a few people, I know I'm up this week. I know for a fact. And I was up. And McJunior was very conflicted with who to save between Daki and myself, And I prayed, like I did a silent prayer. I was like, I hope he doesn't save me, And I was glad he saved Daki. And during the week, I was like, guys, it's chai, I'm leaving. And how I got to be content with that was the fact that I was missing so much of who I am on the outside world. I'm a mother. I was missing my child. I'm a daughter. I was missing my mother, I was missing my grandmother. I was missing my loved ones. And I would find myself waking up in the middle of the night because I had my loved ones' pictures just on my headboard, right? I would find myself waking up in the middle of the night and just, looking at them and staring at those pictures. And that's when I knew, hey, it's chai for me, So going into the week, I knew, I was like, I'm leaving. That's why I actually took out my best outfit. Well, not my best, but
Good.
I took out that outfit because I was like, listen, I am going to go back in the world the way I am when I'm out there, because I shared the most raw and unfiltered version of myself in the house. But yeah, I was excited. And even McJunior during our conversations would be like, Miss Bale, stop saying you're leaving. How do you know that? Sanaya. I was like, everyone knew. And I even told them that, guys, I'm not gonna hug anyone. It's nothing personal. I need to do this, I just need to leave. And they were like, you don't know this. And when it happened, so when I told him, I'm like, I hope he doesn't say me, obviously we don't know. And he knew that I wanted to leave. I think my people knew how badly I was ready to leave.
There was a time when I saw you talking to Lerato, but after that, you would go and talk about Lerato to somebody else. Were you guys friends or not?
We were not. We were definitely not. And what I said to people in the house, and now I'm saying it to people who are not in the house. If I would say it in your absence, I would say it in your presence. And I don't know if you guys saw the confrontation between Lerato and I, where we both laid bare how we felt, you know. So I was not one to say, but, you know, maybe I don't like so-and-so, and then come and say, try and kiss your ass. No. And in one of my highlights yesterday, I did say, I was like, listen, if I don't gel with you like that, I don't gel with you like that.
Your favorite moment in the house, something that you remember?
I've got quite a few that, you know, favorite moments. I think obviously the feeling of winning wager tasks, you know, that would be so amazing. You know, just hearing my brother saying congratulations, housemates. My favorite moments would be moments spent with, you know, our people, like the red table and stuff, you know. Those would be the moments I really enjoyed. You know, just building those connections. And I think for me, the ultimate favorite was when we did the high tea, you know, the Valentine's Day high tea. I was really in my element. I was really excited. I was really involved, you know. I mean, I am a self-taught florist, you know. Whatever I know about, or the little that I know, or, you know, about flowers, is self-taught, you know, creating gift packages, personalizing things, adding a personal touch, luxe gifting, event decor, like literally everything, creating a balloon garland or whatever. I taught myself, you know. So I found myself in my element, you know, just doing all of that, baking, you know, preparing flowers for the high tea, and just seeing it all come together so beautifully. Yeah, no, that really was a highlight of mine. I felt in my element. I was reminded of my outside life.
And the worst?
The worst would definitely have to be the argument between Yolanda and myself. You know, as I said, man, there were a lot of things that were said to me that were not shown, and I'm not trying to go back and say, oh, she said, and then I said, you know, I know what was said, and I'm avoiding saying what was said to me also, because I was angry on the day it happened, but I was hurt the next day because I'm only human. And as a result, I think I spent a lot of my time in bed on that Friday because I was just like, oh my God, I don't want to deal with this. And I genuinely believe that things should not have gotten where they got between her and I. And they did. I can't undo what has been done. It is what it is. But I think that was one of the lowest moments for me in the house, where I was just like, oh God, you know. Yeah, but hey, it happened. Okay, so with that particular fight or argument or altercation, it obviously started in the kitchen, and you know, I said my piece, because also, you know, I feel like sometimes people will just pick on you because at that point maybe the camera was following you or whatever, ne? But when Lerato Modise and Yolanda decided to eat the steak, a lot of us in the house were like, no guys, but you can't do that, you know, like it wasn't me. A lot of us, to a point where Jerry was like, you know what, Pale, it's fine. Like they did it, they might even be leaving, it's fine, right? Because even before that statement that Jerry had said, we're like, oh guys, steak, and we're all excited. If this whole thing was about maybe the meat itself, I would have eaten it too. But because we were all in vegan week, we all wanted meat. But because there was a condition that could have potentially affected us in a negative way, like all of us, you know, their reason was that when are they eating it because they feel they've been nominated to be evicted in any case, so they might not even be around the following week. And the housemaids, most housemaids, had already given up on the wager for that day because we were like, hey, maybe we're going to lose it, you know. And we were banking on this 20%. So that's where the frustration and the emotion came from, to say, but you guys are being very inconsiderate, you know. You're not thinking of someone else or the rest of the house per se, because if we lose the wager, then it's like it's Hunger Games for all of us, you know. And I proceeded to walk to the dressing room where I left Yolanda and Lerato and everyone else, you know, in the kitchen, to get myself ready and fix my hair. But now what people didn't see was the provocation that led to the argument, you know. I was getting my hair done and she was throwing jabs at me, you know. Well, firstly she came there and she asked to share, you know, the space. She basically asked me to move over so that she could get her makeup done, and there was no space for me to move over because there were suitcases all over. So I was like, no, squeeze in or something, but I can't move because there are suitcases and stuff. As you can see, okay, she said where she was sitting and we kept it moving. I was busy just preparing my wig and she kept on throwing jabs at me, you know, and I was quiet for the longest time till I just couldn't take it anymore. And that's what led to the argument, because I was like, yo, sana, just because I'm quiet. And that was not just with her, but with some housemates, you know, where I was perceived as this very calm and chilled person who, you know, yeah, whatever. But the moment I would switch things up, then people would be like, how dare you, type of thing, and yet you provoked me. So there were things that were obviously not shown. And look, Big Brother can't show everything, you know. He'll only show when he sees that things are very heated. But there's a lot of omitted things that happened leading to that argument.
Okay, one last question. Future plans?
Future plans, I am definitely planning on, you know, taking those cooking skills and putting them to good use. So I'd like to like venture into the culinary world, growing my business, you know, gifting, floristry, you know, events, decor, and all of those nice things. And also I just want to, you know, engage more, like, you know, speaking engagements, presenting, facilitating conversations, and maybe, you know, just educating people about bodies and things they don't know.
Maybe say something to those people that body shame you.
I didn't see that. I don't want to see that. Okay,
that was good. Okay, yeah. You don't want to say anything, right? No, I get you.
Yeah.
But I think educating them will be the best thing, though. But thank you so much for that.
Yeah, no, there's a time for that. Now we are all still in our feelings for